such an asshole.
So I have given American Family. I just wait. Yeah, I got the nuclear option. We're going to exercise it now because I'm just sick and tired of, and I don't care, and no longer going to make the distinction between incompetent or malicious or evil people or a combination of both. Inevitably, it becomes an issue of practicality. And if you look at going back to the blog and the books and the podcasts and all this, generally speaking, my whatever product here, this thing I do, everything we talk about is more or less to help you guys and gals make good financial decisions, to be good little economists. So we have the best, most productive and efficient use of it. A lot of that is, hey, major in the right thing and you should invest here. But a lot of it is avoiding mistakes. And a lot of it is playing defense. We're not always playing off it. You got to play defense. Why? Because there's incompetent and malicious people out there. And so, and God almighty, I've talked about it before. Could you imagine a world where people did their jobs? The amount of wasted potential, economic potential, what we cost in our lives cleaning up other people's mistakes. I've speculated before, like when I was in banking, I think a damn near 70% of my work was cleaning up other people's mistakes. Something as small and minor as a little coupling in the plumbing done here was starting to leak. A brand new house. This thing leaks because it's made of Chinesium. Okay, now I got to get a plumber in here and pay $350 so they got to switch because I didn't have the tool. I was wondering, like, what? What the hell? What? Oh yeah, I need a special tool for that. All right, I don't feel so bad. I don't have the time. You don't have the time. And we could talk all you want about socialists and Democrats and woke people and taxation and deficits. But if people don't do their freaking job and honor their word, like that's like the atomic level foundation of any operating society, that we're essentially not criminals. I don't mean convicted of a crime, but a criminal lying behavior. I do X, but I claim to do X, but I'm not going to do X. So let me save you guys a whole bunch of time. And I ain't going to give you the Karen version. All right. House get hit by lightning. Right. I've paid American Family Insurance well over, I think, 15 years, maybe even 20. I'd have to go back. All right. That's the whole idea of insurance. I give you money, everyone. And then if an emergency happens, like a lightning strike, you come in. It's like a big savings bank for me. And you pay out a little bit. I know insurance is a money losing proposition. It has to be. But I'm not buying an investment. I'm buying insurance. I'm buying stability. So if there's an emergency, I don't have to, I don't have $250,000 to rebuild a house when it gets hit by a tornado. And the long story short is I have rarely, now I worked in banking, I have rarely, but not never, dealt with such incompetence in any kind of contractor business and all. And when you need insurance, typically, when is it? It's not when it's a sunny day and the birds are chirping and the kids are playing. No, it's an emergency. Now, it's not a crisis in my particular case. I wasn't homeless. But it's like, hey, I kind of need this now. And I've said this before. Thank God I'm a childless bachelor. I can't imagine if you're an actual family, American Family. Like if you're an actual family and you got kids and you got a limited budget and resources are not ample, I can't imagine what it's like. Well, I need this now. And the amount of delays and emails that don't go answered and phone calls that aren't returned back. And I'm not, just so you know, I'm not a Karen. Karen disclaimer, I'm not a Karen. I understand, like, okay, and I made it easy. Like, all right, I got to go and get contractors and this and that and that. I thought insurance might pay. No, you got to go get your own. I'm like, okay, here's my documentation. I understand you can't just assume there's a claim. So they sent out the first sign of fuckery in a cop. They sent out one claims adjuster. Okay, let me take a look. And then they sent another claim from a company called Strike Check. Whole other video on those guys. That's a scam operation. That's bullshit. They send out their incompetent ass wipe to say, well, that's not broken. That's not broken. That's not broken. And an American family only has to pay you $3.23. Meanwhile, I have an electrician, a garage door guy. Like, yeah, this is all fried. This is the solar panel guys. That was my favorite. Is Strike Check. Yeah, you guys know about solar panel batteries, right? Sure you do. So they sent out a second guy. I'm like, what about the first guy? My was it salesman or client or the contact I had? He was like, they shouldn't have had to send that out. I'm like, oh, so the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. And I think what kind of tipped me off that it was going to be a long, hard slog is in about 48 hours after the dipshit from Strike Check came out. The gal calls me up. Oh, she calls me up. Oh, yeah. So I did the math and blah, blah, blah. And with your deduction, there was only this much damage. And so looks like you don't get a payout. I'm like, what? My oven doesn't work. My computers are fried. The solar panel batteries are down by 25%. And he said, none of this was broken. I said, yeah, I disagree with that guy. She's like, okay, well, you have to get documentation. Fine, understand that. From contractors, the solar panel people, got to get them in. The garage door repair guy. But it has to be licensed, bonded, and insured. Like, I needed their licensure. I need a statement, a letter saying, yes, it's actually down. And I'm going to these contracts, more on my plate now. Emergency. Can't imagine if your parents with both jobs working, having to get your kids in school, having to deal with this bullshit. So I got to drive around now and get contractors to come in and assess the damages, write a letter. I was like, look, they're not garage door. There's not a licensure program for the garage guys. You just garage door installer. There's not a school. You don't go through the union for that. Maybe you do. I don't know. Send it in. Hear nothing. Send it in. Here, I got a call. Oh, yeah. Then, what was it? So I get a check. I'm like, this is short like $2,000. I even sent in the math. And I was like, look at him, like, why is this short? I had to do accounting because that's what I want to do. I want to do accounting. I want to find their mistakes. And it turns out they said, oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. They're bending their arm up behind their back. Oh, okay. And I'm like, where's the missing? And I did the math. I'm like, they didn't even include all the stuff that the Strike Check guy did say was. So now I got to say, hey, this is it. So I'm like, all right, is it incompetence? Is it management being malicious? Say, no, our policy is to drag and delay. I don't give a shit anymore at this time. I don't care if the girl doesn't want to go out with me. Alexa is crazy. It doesn't matter. This is someone I don't want to deal with anymore. So I say, hey, I'm canceling my insurance. Whatever the balance is, pay it out. My guy says, okay, yeah, we'll have it paid out. Well, I looked 2 days ago. I'm like, keep in mind, this is almost 3 weeks ago, a month ago. Oh, yeah, we had a hack. Imagine that. You guys had a hack. Somebody hacked you. Somebody had militia. I can't imagine. So we're a little delayed in our. I'm like, all right. He says, if you don't see it next week. Well, that was 2 weeks ago. Now look on. Where's my fucking money? So here's the takeaway from this, guys. There is so much shit you have to deal with in life. Working, dealing with incompetent people on a day-to-day basis. Your job. Heaven help you if you got kids in this world. Heaven help you if you're just a hardworking man or woman who's just trying to pay off your student loan. Just the regular. Oh, and by the way, the 40% tax rate. Yeah, well, it's more like 38%. 38% tax rates. I mean, imagine if you had 1/3 less or more money and 1/3 less work, then you could kind of do stuff around. Just you all know. You gotta get your car repaired. You gotta get that just to fucking live. And you would think, okay, I am paying you Danegeld here. I'm giving you a monthly sum. I'm giving you a year annual thousands of dollars so that if this thing goes wrong, you come in and help me out. And do they help you out? Yeah, but by God, you all have to go to dental school because you're going to have to learn to pull teeth. And I don't know about you, but I know about me. And again, I don't have kids. I got it easy. I don't have the time to go and hound a bunch of either malicious or incompetent or both fuckwits to do their fucking job and pay me out. It wasn't like this was a crazy payout. This was like, I need a whole new house. I think the other thing that gets me is like the lack of honor where, okay, let's work as a team and kind of get this together. Okay, here's the document. You don't even hear back from them. Like, hey, are you guys gonna? Did you not? And then now you got to play babysitter. Now you're dealing with children. Hey, did you? Oh, look, yeah, we got your emails here. Oh, well, they said they. But that was the other thing. They like closed the case. I'm like, excuse me, when did I say to close the case? What? The case is closed? No instruction, by the way. No, like, well, where do I submit documentation? Where do you got to like dig into the emails? You don't have time. The average person cannot afford American Family or any other insurance company that plays these games. Well, several people are saying, like, well, they're kind of all like that. Well, let's start deciding through where we send our money and our dollars. Because I think it happened in July. What is it? The July, that's like 4 or 5 months ago. Do we what kid gets hit in a car accident, like a medical what the fuck is and then the psychological bullshit you gotta deal with while your kid's in the hospital or you're homeless or what, like, my God, get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. And I was like, okay, I understand you can't find competent people to work for you. I understand that, but that was the last straw where now I gotta hunt you down. I've canceled my insurance. I got new insurance. I had to pay the new insurance the money, obviously, because they'd like to get paid. We'll find out if they do payouts. And here I am like, hey, where's my fucking money? And it is like dealing with a drug addict who owes you money. It is such a pain in the ass that you're going to take a life that's already difficult and it's just going to make your life, because you're going to need insurance. I mean, hopefully you don't, and maybe you're one of the lucky few. Nothing ever happens. That's great. You got life, but we're all going to get in an accident. Hail damage. Something's going to happen to your car. Whatever. Accidents happen. Oh my God, there's a whole industry that arose to deal with this, but apparently not. And whether it's American Family Insurance or any one of the increasing amount of incompetent fuckwits in this economy, in this society, for the love of fucking Christ, do your fucking job. And if we all do our job, if we don't fuck up, because I can't imagine that they're making money this way. Maybe they drag their feet. Maybe their incompetence ends up accidentally resulting in money going to the bottom line. I can't imagine, though, after all the efficiency. Like I said, this wasn't that big of a claim. Like, what are you trying to save? $2,000? How many hours on their side had to go in this? What would it take to fly douchebag McGee from Strike Checkout so he could jerk off onto my Electron? All of this bullshit? And after I did all that, do you have a cost benefit analysis sheet? Do you like, oh, we can save an extra $300 out of not paying out Herman for his bicycle claim? What? And this is fun. This is a business. These are people's careers and professions. Save your money. Save your time. Don't do American Family Insurance. And I'm just saying, probably going forward, guys, because I'm not an idiot. We're also in the backdrop of the competency crisis. Corporations are exactly moral, ethical nowadays. Man, you got to document everything. If you get an insurance, if some kind of accident happens to you, say you email, you do not call. Unless you got to get them out on the horn like, hey, can you check your fucking email? Just be prepared. And and in case this is malicious, in case insurance companies, it's like part of their strategy, delay, deny, deny. All right, keep going after them. Keep going after them. American Family, and by the way, not just to American Family, but to any other corporations out there, you do know we're in a newer era where there are people. I'm no freaking, what's his name? Joe Rogan. But you're going to start running into people that have larger internet networks through social media or online media or whatever. And they're like, dude, this is bullshit. The markets of your reputation are much more efficient now. It's not just, Gertrude writing a letter into the local newspaper. People will find out. And if all sides are, we're sorry. It's called an apology. We're terribly sorry. Yeah, we were fucking up. Here's what it happened. Here's your money. Fine. Then hey, you know what? American Family, they came out and owed up to it. They're sorry. And they actually did it, and they explained to me what's happening. But until that time, for God's sake, people, don't waste your time. Save your time and money. Don't go with American Family Insurance. All right, super chat. Look, I bet you we'll have a ton of stories here. Nonstop Dre, $2 cap. He's too short to get covered by any insurance. I roll, therefore I am. $5 Canadian. Insurance has legalized theft and extortion. I'm starting to believe it. Well, here's the other thing I roll is, aside from your physical, like medical insurance, insurance for materials. If I ever had them, why would I need insurance in case the house gets burnt down, meteor strike, something grandiose. But the argument now is, get yourself just a small little hut. I'm going to get the Croatian hut keeps looking better and better. I'm going to drive a crappy car, so if it gets dinged up or scratched or dented, I don't care. This is why we can't own nice things. You're going to insure nicer, more expensive things. But if I don't have a tornado hits, well, why was I paying you insurance? I might as well, they call it self-insure, which just means you save up the money and you invest it yourself. And then down the road, if it does get hit, you got your insurance fund that you just kick into your own brokerage account, because that's all an insurance company really, just communally. But when it comes to my insurance fund, I'm not dicking with did it really happen? I don't know. I'm not going to email myself like, no, I'm going to go grab the money and build my house again. But if we can't, if you're not going to have things insured, you know what? I'm just going to get crappy stuff. And this will just be a little bit more of a decay. Like, why are they building fancy houses in? Well, insurance companies don't cover it. But it says in the policy. Look at that funny guy over there. It's in the policy. Nonstop Trade, $2. We all know Aaron Celery has transition insurance. Leslie, $2. Google stories of home warranty companies who won't fix your air conditioning in the summer and fix. Yeah, the home warranty. Look, this is, forget insurance or not, warranty or shit. Once you add another party, whether that's a company or an individual, you have already now increased your risk that person is not, or company or entity is not going to honor their transaction. In today's world, I would never get a warranty. Never. Because now I got to hound someone to go get it. There was a buddy of mine. He got some kind of warranty or AAA. It wasn't AAA. It was like a AAA, but it was through his Chase Manhattan Bank or Citibank. I forget which one it was. He broke down, needed the people to come out, nowhere to be seen. People were delayed. It's always outsourced. You're like, oh, we're getting Bob's towing. No one came out and helped the guy. American people, maybe globally, but definitely American people are becoming lower and lower caliber people. They're lower quality people. This infects everything. So you have to do less and less transactions and interaction with them. I had to reprogram solar panel, or the solar batteries got struck by lightning, and they give you an online app where you see your stats, the electricity coming in, how much the batteries are generating, all that other stuff. Well, that had to be reset. So I'm trying to figure out how to reconnect it back up. You can't find it on the edit, and then through some intuition and logical deduction, I figure it out. But oh my God, what idiot came up with that system? Holy cow. You cannot. And by the way, you want a P51 lifestyle. I've talked about this before. You don't want a Tiger tank. Tiger tanks are over-engineered. You want simple P51. Because you don't want your life dependent on complicated systems. Because if it goes down, you need people to fix it, and they're not going to. You have the solar panels, yeah, it's generating, but it's a very complicated system. More things can go wrong, and even minor things like, how the fuck do I hook back up? How? That was 45 minutes of my life gone. And man, yeah, that I don't even have a big place. This is a relatively small home. Oh, would you? Never mind. I could go on. The quality of people are shit and decaying and getting worse, which means the competent people and the ethical people need to invest and interact with these idiots less. And it is going to become a point where, not that we're all hermits or recluses, but why go out? Why go to mechanics? Guys, I'm telling you, going forward, you might as well become an auto mechanic. You might as well learn your own shit or your own tradesman. Nonstop Dre, $2. There's even ransomware insurance in case of hack. Yeah, but are they going to pay it? Are they going to? Well, prove it. Well, we just won't answer really. Why am I paying $1,000 a month, whatever the hell it is, to have, car and house insurance if you're not going to do anything? Nonstop Dre, $2. Cappy expects honor. The great one is right. You too naive. Yes. No, I don't expect honor. We're either honor or we're thieves. We are going to operate by rules for our own sake and the sake of society to build up a good reputation. I honor my word. You can trust old man Cappy. He's cursing and swearing and pissed off all the time. But if he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it. Let alone if I ever charge you $1,000 a month. Like, yeah, we might want to pay this guy. Here's the other thing, Trey. Doesn't it just seem simpler to do what you said you're going to fucking do? Isn't that just simpler? Because if we all I said X, I'm going to do X. Less time wasted. Would you like to parallel it? How much time is wasted? Think of it this way. You ask a girl on a date. She says no. Okay, that might sting a little bit, but guess what? You didn't waste a second. You made half a second of your time asking, hey, you want to go on a date? No. Boom. The worst thing you can do is yes, and then you like, okay, Friday night at 6, and then all the fuckery and wasted time. Because why? Because the girl's not going to honor her word. Hey, what's going on? Although I guess it's texting nowadays. All that time with you all, how much time did you wait on getting stood up? Well, probably hours. That's not good for the economy. It's not good for the gal. The gal's now getting harassed. Like, I don't really know. And the worry. Hey, I got an idea. How about we're all honorable people or entities and companies, and we do what we say we're going to fucking do. I'm no sociologist. I'm no historian, but that's going to be better for all of us. We're going to have a much better functioning society if we do what we said we're going to fucking do, so we all don't waste our time. It's not irrational of me to expect honor. But yes, you're right, Dre. As the quality and caliber and intelligence, I might add, of the average American, I don't know about the rest of the world, goes down, these dipshits actually think there's a shortcut. Like the idea of showing up late to work. I don't know. Good luck with your life, buddy. It's going to be very unprofitable. Naughty DJ. Hey, where have you been, DJ? $5. We are American Family Insurance. We are inept and lazy. We are American Family Insurance. We're run by Dude Bros. We are American Family Insurance. Is that their song? I thought it was just American Family Insurance. You know, it's from the 80s. Are they ran by Dude Bros? I know they're out in Madison. I don't know if they. Nonstop Dre, $2. What is number one F up of society? Unplanned kids by normers. Yep. Wisdom Vision Productions, $2. Honor died on the beach. Jin from Ghost of Tsushima. Great. God, thank you I don't know if it was you who recommended it, Wisdom, but by God, is that a great. I think that's my second favorite game. I think, or it's tied, like Red Dead Redemption. That and they're thank you all very much for recommending that game. I had to replace my Xbox. And they just pay you out. Oh! What? Let me go. American Family. Let me talk about Honor. So, in anticipation, I went through and tested everything, right? And I have some computers, right? Computers got fried. Now, I get a good deal on computers because I got a buddy in IT who gets me these refurbished computers. And so he got some pretty good computers, you know, and the amount of waste, people throw away perfectly good computers. He refurbishes them or blanks them out and puts an operating system on them, and I buy it from him. So I get them at a pretty good discount. Just to show you that there's mindlessness, that this is incompetence, but there's honor on my part. I had a little spreadsheet already set up where I'm like, yeah, okay, this one I only paid this much amount. And this one I only paid this much amount. So they're not actually, you know, of course the computers were like 5 to 6 years old, but I didn't buy them off the shelf is what I'm saying. Well, I look at their cost thing. They're listing MSRP and then they deduct a little bit for depreciation. I'm like, well, I didn't pay that. You're assuming I bought this off the shelf at Best Buy. But if you can't get a hold of them, but I tried being honorable. Well, bit you fuckers in the ass. Well, I didn't buy them terribly in the ass. It wasn't like I made off with thousands of dollars. But if we just had an accord, an agreement, some honor, some ethics among each other, like, look, here's what I paid for this. I got that Xbox at GameStop. It wasn't full price, whatever. Oh, no, they got their... Nonstop Dre, $2. What is Cappy thankful for? I haven't no mini Cappies. I'm thankful for that. I am thankful for the internet. I'm thankful I get to do this. It was like getting rescued out of POW camp. With the internet. I never have to work in banking again. That's what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that you guys are here. I'm thankful I get $2 donations from Nonstop Dre with his short jokes. I'm thankful that I will never have to work for an insurance company. I'm thankful I will never go back to corporate America. There will be a swath of destruction if I have to. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. Jokes on you. I don't own anything worth a shirt. Right. I got shitty cars, right? And originally the GF's like, someone, they might scratch. You're a typical woman. Airways, the sky is falling. And I think I did get dinged up and scratched. And she's like, oh, you got dinged up and scratched. And I'm like, yep. And she's like, oh, the light went on. Like, yeah, we don't have to worry about it. It is a standard of living where you don't have to worry. Can you imagine? Here, gentlemen, lend me your ears. Could you imagine what it's like owning a nice car and worrying about people scratching it or dinging it up? It's it gets stolen. What do people in California do with their nice cars? I gotta imagine you're worried every time. I would never get a nice car. Never. It's not worth worrying about. Yeah, I put a coat of wax once a year on my cars to keep the rust off. But aside from some basic, I keep the engine going. But the I can't imagine if I had my value tied up on the pretty car I drove. What's that like? We're parking way away so people don't scratch it. Joke's on you. I don't own anything worth insuring. Minimalism, superior race. Why are you so lame and boring? Said my friends with all this stuff. Yep. It's a peaceful life. Nonstop Dre, $2. Go to Japan, Cappy, and save the population issue. I'm not good. What, one guy from America? What a population, 200 million people. There is fundamental and structural problems there that no one man is going to fix. And no one have a population issue. Populations can decline. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with people. Go watch my video. Declining populations is not a problem. I think that's the tell. I roll, therefore I am too Canadian. You're right about the shit quality of people. Much of my work day is fixing other people's fuck-ups and laziness. Right. As an economist, one of these days I'm going to write about it. And I'll do some research. But could you imagine, whatever our problems, government debt to GDP is over 100% in the United States. I'm like, yeah, but 70% of our time is wasted. What if we just got it down to 30%? Well, we could pay off our debt in 1 year. Of course, it would require a Herculean and nationwide great philosophical change to let's do quality, let's be honorable, and let's stop fucking up. We'd also have to stop importing practically anything from China because it breaks down and doesn't work for shit. Ford, he said, the quality is job one. They used to be Ford's thing. Well, yeah, it should be. Imagine if we didn't have to go to, God, the amount of time I wasted going to Home Depot just to grab a new freaking thing because the other thing didn't work. Yeah, if we just stop screwing up and do what we said we're going to do, and people showed up on time, we would easily, I conservatively estimate, triple our standards of living. Triple. Good luck. Brandon Scott, $5. I've been trying to get my roof fixed for a storm in late July. They literally ignore 9-10 emails and take weeks to reply when they do. Right. So you might as well learn how to do your own roof. I'm not kidding. Think about that. The amount of time that now you didn't waste, so it's 5 months. You and I roughly, we didn't waste 5 months full-time labor on this, but we did waste at least 2 weeks labor driving all around. 80 hours? I'd imagine so. Maybe not. You had to do a little bit more driving. What could I do in 80 hours? Well, I could make a lot of money and have a whole new computer and this and that and all that. I could fix my own roof. It's labor. It's not terribly complex, but it's labor. Could you have done it in the amount of time? How much of your roof could you have patched up by now? It's coming. You can almost take it to the bank. Your average American is not going to honor their word. Company or individual, contractor or friend. They're just not going to honor their word. And it makes it less and therefore you can't invest in society anymore. People are going to become more insular. And you're going to have to become more independent. Nonstop Dre, $2. I just assume people will lie and I'm happier for you. You're right. You're right. Because 80% of the time they do. Alex, $5. Cappy, do you want answers and explanations of some of this? I spend 70 hours of work a week working insurance. I would love to. Alex, send an email. Keep it anonymous. No names and dates or anything like that. I mean, if you want, we could do it. Sure. And I think it would be of benefit to everybody. I would love to know what's going on in the insurance company and the insurance industry, because it is critical to the normal functioning of society. And if everyone's going to have to deal and interact with insurance, we might as well go in educated and knowledgeable, not ignorant and naive. Please email me, Alex. Yes, I'd love to. And I'm not going to charge you anything, but make it a clear email and explain it. Big Vis 497, $5. Low skill clerical jobs like insurance have been hit harder by diversity hires and competency crimes more than any other industry. Well, I won't lie. There were some diversity people there. There were some not white males there, but I don't think it was it. Maybe somewhere along in the machine, someone screwed up and might have been a diversity. I don't think that was it. Because it wasn't like I hadn't dealt with banking before. Maybe my experience with banking colored my my views. That was strictly a middle-aged white man affair. Oh. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. I get frequent criticisms from people around me for being overly cynical and jaded, but society keeps proving me right. All aboard the Truth Pain Train. Dude, Wisda, you should write that would be a great book, The Truth Pain Train. Nonstop Dre, $5. Great Operation Evil idea. Pacemakers with monthly subscriptions. Oh my God, Dre. We're almost there. No Honor. Let's talk about No Honor. It was a month ago. Hewlett Packard decided to have like a subscription to their ink cartridges. And if you used a different ink cartridge, the printer wouldn't work or something. Like, you had to have a subscription service to Hewlett Packard ink cartridges. The auto manufacturers like, oh, let's build fully functional cars, but then if you want your windows to roll up, you need to pay another $20 a month. It's not that far away, Dre. It ain't that far away. I'm not a big Democrat, as you guys well know, but by God, there's some, well, we're talking 80s and 90s Democrats, not modern Democrats. The Democrats back in those days were 100% right about some things about corporate America. Corporate America is scum. They'll fucking cheat and cut corners to even at their own detriment, even at their own cost. I'll bet people won't miss these payments and question the price. Have we gotten to that point where we need a monthly subscription pacemaker? I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Some amoral fuck over at Carl, hair gun idea. All right, that's it. There's no links. I just want to help you guys save your time and money. And I do look forward, Alex, to your email. We'll talk to you guys later. Toodles.